In a time where nations are more internationally active than ever, the importance of language is at an all-time high. Along with governmental work, everyday people have taken it upon themselves to learn a new language. With knowledge of more than one language, one can enhance their everyday life. Without the drive to learn and understand language, mankind as a whole would not be able to function, communicate, or understand culture. Although many people arguably have opened up to a more worldly perspective, schools have yet to recognize the true importance of language. Oftentimes, high schools throughout the U.S. don't make this a requirement. For those who have taken a language in high school, the benefits are noticeable in not only their grades, but in their personalities too.
By going to another country and learning another language, I have gained a better understanding of problems that face us as a world as a whole, political problems, cultural differences, just misunderstandings between different cultures. I've gained friends, I gained a new family, I gained bragging rights a little bit. I gained these new experiences that have really shaped me into the person that I am today. I believe that it would be very beneficial to the world as a whole if people were required to learn another language, especially Americans, because in the rest of the world, they are. When I was in Germany, everyone spoke at least rudimentary English, and that made it easier for them to not only communicate with me when I was first beginning to be able to speak German, but also communicate with a ton of other people, English speaking or non-English speaking, who came to their country. Language is the key to the rest of the world. You can communicate with other people that you would have no communication with otherwise. You can connect with people that you would have no reason to otherwise. And I think by learning another language, our world can become even closer, and I think that's really important.
Music gives us a unique opportunity to find a window into other cultures, and language obviously is a huge component of culture. It's our best means of communication, but music is also a means of communicating. So I am a huge proponent of, in our choral program here, of trying to make sure that we do some, and sometimes a substantial amount of music that is not in English, because it gives us that window into learning more about those people, to learning about that place where this is coming from, which just gives us a greater understanding of others besides what we know. I think that students definitely become far more aware of what else is going on outside of their own bubble, outside of their own place where they exist, when they get to experience things like learning a foreign language. The trouble can be sometimes, though, in learning a language, I've found anyway, is that you need a place to apply it practically. You can take Spanish class, French class, German class, but unless you have a means to be using it regularly in your life, it might not make that connection.
Language is really revealing about a specific country or a specific group of people's culture. The language itself tells you a little bit about it, so it can give you a kind of view into how other people think and how other people act. But then it can also turn that viewpoint backwards and kind of work as a mirror on your own. Once you start to think about how your language is different than other people's, you can start to think about how your language tells about your culture. And it's very difficult to learn a language as an adolescent or as an adult without also grasping or gaining a better grasp on your own culture and somebody else's culture. If you're talking about success in terms of money and status, I also would have to say yes. It's a 2015 study shows that people who take German, I think it's about a 30% increase in pay if you consider it in terms of learning and academics about the world around you. Also, absolutely, it opens up so much more scientific studies that have been done, so many more scientific studies that have been done, and research papers that have been published maybe only in one specific foreign language haven't been done into English, which is still a majority.
Overall, no matter lifestyle, interest, or hobbies, language can play an important role in the lives of many. No matter student, teacher, young or old, one can always find a way to enhance their lives through international communication. Together, and with the help of communication, we can only grow.